Let's take one bite of enemies. Most people spend their whole life thinking about enemies, people who judge them, people who criticize them, people who doubt them. They spend hours thinking about what they think, have these negative thoughts about what they're thinking about them, if they're judging them. But almost nobody stops to ask a deeper question. What if the enemy, the real enemy, is never outside? So let's talk about that. So we focus so much on people outside, what they think about us, what they say behind our back, if they support us, if they don't support us. We replay their words in our head again and again and again. We imagine that they're judging us or rejecting us, and slowly their voice becomes louder. And here is the strangest thing about this whole thing. Over time, their voice becomes our voice. So, the person who once criticized you is long gone, maybe for years, days, weeks, but you're still repeating what they said inside of your head every single time, every single day. Maybe you are, maybe you're doing that for months. I don't know, maybe you have done that for years. Here is a very uncomfortable truth. Other people cannot actually control you or control your life. Not really. Their power only works when their voice enters your head and their opinion about you becomes your belief. So they have an opinion about you, and now you take that opinion and you put it in your head, and now you go around and believe that about yourself. And now their doubt becomes your identity. So now you have to act and be this identity that somebody created out of an opinion about them, actually. Because people are projecting their stuff onto you. So, where is the real enemy? It's actually, this is where the real enemy appears, not outside, but actually inside. It becomes your limiting beliefs, your patterns, your own fears that repeats the same story on a loop. That is the enemy. And most people don't even look at it because it's easier to point outside. And let me even give you this example. I wish I could show you this video. So they had a big tank where they put a big fish and they put a glass wall between the big fish and the small fishes here. Do you guys see me? Let me see. Yeah. And this big fish wanted to eat the small fishes because it was hungry. And it kept like going at the wall, going at the wall, going at the wall. And then eventually did that for quite some time. And then it was like, you know what? There is a wall. I cannot get to the fish. Let me just not hurt myself. Let me just swim around here. What happened was that they removed the glass wall. And now all the small fishes started to swim around the big fish. Did the big fish eat the small fish? No. You know why? Because it was still living in that reality that there is a wall. I cannot eat this fish. So even though the fish was like swimming around there free, the big fish never ate the small fish because in its head it was still like, but there is a wall. I cannot eat the small fish. Yep, just a sidetrack. Let's move on. And here is why this matters so much, because you can leave a place. You can leave and outgrow people, you can travel, you can change your environment, but the belief will stay the same. And the same pattern will show up again. Different people, same situations. same results. Because the real prison, and I will call it prison, just like the fish was imprisoned in its own head, was never outside it was never the outside world. Because the real prison was never the outside world. It was a belief system within you. And you carry it with you everywhere you go. So, the moment your life starts to change, people, is the moment you stop fighting people outside. Don't waste your energy on that and start questioning your own beliefs. And I mean, really questioning them. Ask yourself, what belief am I protecting right now? What story about myself do I keep repeating? What fear keeps shaping my choices, without me even noticing? Because those limitations are not reality. Don't be the fish. So the whole reality change, but the story in your head is the same, and you keep thinking that the fish doesn't exist. The small fishes, like you just focus on that wall that isn't even there. They are old patterns. And from outside, when we look at the fish, we're like, oh, poor fish. It doesn't understand. There is no wall. It could have eaten all the small fishes. But that's exactly how it looks inside of your head right now, inside of my head. If I don't question that wall, the wall was never there. It was never there. So don't keep telling yourself that there is a wall that doesn't even exist. That's the old program that the mind keeps running because nobody ever stopped to question them. So, when you start to do that work, something really interesting happens. Other people, they lose their power over you. Their criticism becomes nonsense. Their judgment becomes quiet. You still hear it, but it becomes whispers like it doesn't become so loud in your head, taking over. And that's not because people stop having opinions. They will have opinions. If you're so good, too good, they will say, why are you so good? Why are you trying to be perfect? Why are you so perfect? Why are you so kind? Why are you so spiritual? Why are you so pretty? Blah, 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 blah. People have opinions about you and will have, but your opinions about yourself should be so loud that their voice becomes like, sorry. I'm just trying to make a point here. Not because their words no longer enter the system. It will do that. You will have moments of weakness and you will let those small opinions get into your head, but don't let them grow there. Okay? Let them come in here, go around, make some circles in your head, and then tell them to get out. Okay? So you become the gatekeeper of your own mind. And once that happens, your life will and is no longer shaped by other people or what they think of you, because it's shaped by the identity you choose to grow into. Okay, you can change your identity. I don't care who you have been, is, but I do care about who you want to become. Okay, that's the only thing I care about. You can outgrow people, places. I'm saying this again because it's true. But the most important thing you can ever outgrow, people, is the old version of yourself, because the real enemy was never outside. It was really the belief that you were powerless to change. You thought that this is me and I'm going to stay like this forever and ever and ever and ever. And this belief, that's this opinion that somebody gave me, is going to grow in my head, and I'm going to water it every day until it becomes so strong, the roots, that I cannot even take it out. So outgrow your old version of you instead. And once that belief disappears, everything else will begin to change with it. I promise you. That was one bite. Keep coming for more or follow for more. Okay, bye.